The most brutal destruction of a soul never happens with a shout. It happens with a smile. It happens in those quiet moments when you swallow a subtle insult just to keep the peace, telling yourself you are being patient, while in reality, you are slowly becoming invisible. I remember the heavy texture of that silence, the knot in the throat, the anxious waiting for a validation that never came, and the exhausting effort to prove I was worthy of basic decency. But here is the cold, protective truth that changed everything for me. Dark psychology warns us that to a manipulator, your endless patience is not a virtue. It is a permission slip. They don't test your limits to see how strong you are. They test them to see how much you will tolerate. In this video, we'll dive into the profound, protective, and transformative insights from dark psychology, drawing from lessons I cherished from my own ascent, to expose the 7 silent ways they disrespect you, and show you why the moment you stop forgiving the unforgivable is the moment you finally become free. We often navigate our relationships with a dangerous map, one that tells us if we just give a little more, love a little harder, or explain ourselves a little clearer, the other person will finally understand our value. This is the great illusion of the empath. You believe that respect is something you earn through sacrifice, but dark wisdom taught me that respect is something you command through boundaries. When you are trapped in the cycle of pleasing, you become blind to the subtle erosions of your dignity. It starts so quietly. You might not even call it disrespect at first. You call it a misunderstanding. You call it them having a bad day. But let's look at the first silent killer, the disrespect of the disguised joke. I recall sitting at a dinner table once, surrounded by people who claimed to care for me. The air smelled of roasted garlic and expensive wine, the clinking of silverware against porcelain creating a rhythm of normalcy. Then a comment was made, sharp, pointed, targeted specifically at an insecurity I had shared in confidence. When the laughter erupted, it felt like cold water being thrown on my face. My cheeks burned, not with anger, but with shame. And when I tried to protest, the response was the classic gaslight. You are too sensitive. It was just a joke. Psychology always made it a point to remind us that humor is the most sophisticated form of aggression. When someone disguises malice as comedy, they are testing the waters. They are checking to see if you will participate in your own humiliation to avoid being the buzzkill. If you laugh along, you have just agreed to a contract that says your pain is entertainment. The moment you stop laughing is the moment you become dangerous to them. This leads us deeper into the shadows, where we encounter the second type of silent disrespect, the theft of your time and the weaponization of waiting. Think about the last time you sat staring at your phone. Describe the sensory details of that specific anxiety. The room is dim, lit only by the artificial blue glow of the screen. The silence of the house is deafening, amplifying the ticking of a clock or the hum of the refrigerator. Every notification sound sends a jolt of adrenaline through your chest, a physical spike of hope that is immediately crushed when you see it's just an email or a spam message. You are waiting for a reply, a confirmation, a sign that you matter. Dark psychology calls this intermittent reinforcement, a tactic used to create addiction. By making you wait, by being consistently inconsistent, they train you to accept scraps. They are not busy. They are prioritizing their power over your peace. When you forgive this repeatedly, when you say it's okay, I understand you were busy for the 10th time, you are teaching them that your time has no value. You are establishing a dynamic where you are the spectator in your own life, waiting for the main character to acknowledge you. The shift happens when you reclaim your time, not as a gift you give them, but as a resource they can no longer afford. There is a profound lesson I learned during my time in the depths of these dynamics. People treat you exactly how they feel about themselves, projected onto you. This brings us to the third silent disrespect, which is the invalidation of your reality. You express a hurt, a need, or a fear, and they look at you with a blank expression, or worse, a look of pity. They tell you that you are imagining things, that you are crazy, or that you are remembering it wrong. This is an assault on your sanity. I remember standing in a hallway, the floor cold beneath my feet, tears streaming down my face, trying to explain why a broken promise hurt me. The response was a calm, almost robotic dismissal. They acted as if my emotions were a chaotic storm, and they were the rational anchor. For years, I believed them. I thought I was the broken one. But dark insights would say in seminars that the goal of the manipulator is to separate you from your intuition. If you cannot trust your own senses, you must trust them. This creates a dependency that is harder to break than iron chains. You must understand that when you stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you, you are not giving up. You are leveling up. You are saving your breath for those who actually speak your language. As we move through these layers, we must confront the fourth type of disrespect, the violation of stated boundaries. This is not about the boundaries you haven't set. This is about the ones you have clearly communicated. You said no to talking about a certain topic. You said no to lending money. You said no to being called late at night. And yet, they do it anyway, perhaps with a smile, perhaps with an excuse that they forgot. Let me tell you, they did not forget. In psychology's own words, a boundary is a challenge to a controller. When you draw a line in the sand, they feel a compulsion to cross it just to see if the ground will shake. If you forgive this violation without consequence, you erase the line yourself. You show them that your no actually means convince me. I recall the physical sensation of having my boundary crossed, a tightening in the stomach, a flush of heat, a desire to flee. That is your body's wisdom screaming at you. Listen to it. The moment you enforce a consequence, leaving the room, hanging up the phone, ending the visit, you will feel a terrifying but exhilarating surge of power. That is the feeling of your self-respect returning home. If this journey into the shadows is resonating with your spirit, if you feel these words unlocking doors you kept sealed, I invite you to join our community of survivors and cycle breakers. Subscribe to the channel, not just for content, but for protection. Like this video to signal to the algorithm that you choose wisdom over ignorance. And write in the comments the phrase, "My peace is not negotiable." Let that be your declaration today. The fifth disrespect is one that often goes unnoticed because it masquerades as concern or advice, the subtle undermining of your achievements. You share a victory, a promotion, a creative breakthrough, a personal milestone, and their reaction is lukewarm. Or they immediately pivot to a potential downside. Are you sure you can handle that stress? That's great, but don't get your hopes up too high. It feels like a pin pricking a balloon. You deflate. You find yourself minimizing your own joy to make them comfortable. This stems from envy, a dark and corrosive emotion that they cannot process. Dark wisdom inspired me by saying that those who cannot celebrate you are terrified of your light because it casts a shadow on their stagnation. They need you to stay small so they can feel big. Forgiving this, or worse, shrinking yourself to fit their comfort zone, is a betrayal of your potential. You are not responsible for their insecurity. You are responsible for your own expansion. When you stop sharing your pearls with those who only know how to crush them, you preserve the sanctity of your dreams. We must also speak of the sixth form of silent disrespect, emotional neglect disguised as independence. Relationships are built on reciprocity. But there comes a time when you realize you are the only one rowing the boat. You are the one initiating the plans, asking the deep questions, remembering the birthdays, carrying the emotional load. They are just present. Sometimes. This asymmetry is a form of disrespect. It says, I am the prize, and you are the pursuer. It exploits your empathy and your desire to connect. I remember the exhaustion of this dynamic, the bone-deep fatigue of trying to love enough for two people. It felt like pouring water into a sieve. The dark truth being that they are not unaware of the imbalance. They benefit from it. They get the perks of a relationship without the cost of intimacy. The moment you stop rowing is the moment the boat stops moving. And that silence, that stillness, will reveal everything you need to know. Do not fear that stillness. Embrace it. It is the truth clearing its throat. Finally, we arrive at the seventh and most dangerous type of disrespect. The cycle of repeated betrayal, followed by hollow apologies. This is the ultimate trap. They hurt you. You pull away. They sense they are losing their supply, so they return with flowers, with tears, with promises of change. They play the victim. They play the hero. And because you have a heart of gold, you forgive. You think, everyone deserves a second chance. But dark psychology likes to emphasize that a pattern is not a mistake. It is a character trait. When you forgive the same betrayal twice, the third time is not their fault. It is your choice. This is a hard pill to swallow. It requires you to accept that the person you love does not exist, or at least the version of them you are in love with is a fabrication. The real them is the one who betrays you. The moment you accept this, the spell breaks. The hope dies, but the freedom begins. I want to take you to a moment of clarity I experienced, a climax in my own journey of protection. It was a rainy afternoon, the sky a bruised purple, the sound of thunder rolling in the distance reflecting the storm inside me. I had just discovered another lie, another small, unnecessary deceit from someone I trusted. In the past, I would have confronted them. I would have screamed, cried, printed out evidence, demanded a confession. I would have exhausted myself trying to make them see my pain. But that day, something shifted. A cold, calm wave washed over me. I looked at the phone, at the evidence, and I felt nothing. No anger, no urge to fix it, no desire to teach them how to be a good person. It was as if a cord had been cut. I realized that my anger was still a form of connection. My fight was still a form of hope, and I had no hope left to give to a black hole. I simply put the phone down. I didn't send the text. I didn't ask for the meeting. I walked to the window and watched the rain wash the streets clean, and I understood the power of indifference. Indifference is not cruelty. It is the highest form of self-preservation. It is the withdrawal of your energy from a system that is rigged against you. This is the essence of the walk-away philosophy. It is not always a physical departure, although often it must be. It is an emotional departure. It is the decision to stop drinking poison just because you are thirsty. It is the realization that your solitude is richer than their companionship. When you stop forgiving the disrespect, you will lose people. Let them go. You are not losing friends or lovers. You are losing anchors that were holding you in the deep. You are making space for those who can meet you at the level of respect you now demand for yourself. As you move forward from this video, carry this shield with you. Your worth is not a negotiation. It is a fact. The disrespect you tolerated was a lesson, not a life sentence. You have seen the signs. You have heard the warnings. Now, you have the permission to act. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of dark psychology's profound wisdom. Apply these insights to your own path. Subscribe for more transformative content, like if this inspired you, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What is the one disrespect you are choosing to leave behind today? I will be reading your stories. Stay strong, stay wise, and remember, the most expensive thing you will ever own is your peace. Do not let anyone buy it with cheap words.